Welcome. My name is Colleen Tauke and I'm the sewing specialist at Fons & Porter. In this video tutorial, we will talk about the quilt called Franklin Street. To purchase this pattern, visit our website. Okay, in this pattern we're going to use 2.5-inch strips, and we're going to use 5-inch squares and a collection of 4 different light fabrics that you'll notice in the background of this quilt kind of go from a tan to a taupe to a cream, back and forth. It's a great combination instead of having to use all of one background fabric. Okay, so we're going to start by going through our pattern, and it's going to tell us to cut increments off of our strip sets, and so we're going to cut rectangles like this. And from our assorted background fabrics, we're also going to cut rectangles like this. And what we're going to do, this is just 1/4 of the block, but we're going to talk about its construction because it's vital then to making the entire quilt. So what we're going to make is this very center section. And so we're going to use 2 matching rectangles of a print, and then we're going to use a light fabric in the center and a simple little strip set, seaming here and here. And then press your seam allowances towards the dark. Helps kind of hide those seam allowances, and you'll have a unit that looks like this. The next thing we need to do, though, so we have the center, is we need to create that kind of snowballing on the outside. We're going to add these triangle shapes. What we're going to do is cut them from squares. So what we're going to do, matching fabric again, so we're going to take a 5-inch square, and we're going to come in, and we're going to make a diagonal cut across the block. Now, I was trying to think of a quicker way to be able to make these blocks assembly line, but in order to stay with everything coordinated, 1 unit at a time is probably best. So now we've cut the 5-inch square in half, and we're going to attach it. Let's orient this to this part of the unit so you know exactly what it looks like. We're going to place this one here and this one on the far end. Now you'll notice that these triangles are actually longer than our little mini strip set here in the center. And in order to figure out exactly where to place it, we have a set of tools that will help us out a lot. They are the triangle trimmers that are created by Fons & Porter. There's a pink and a blue that come in the same packages. You get 2 of them at once. And we're going to use both of them, but at different points in the block. So blue first. We're going to use this one. We're going to stack up our triangles. Get them aligned, one on top of the other. Then we're going to use the little triangle trimmer to come in. We're going to, on the trimmer itself, you'll notice that there's an actual diagram that will help you determine how the triangle that you're trimming goes onto the block. It's great. The directions never get lost. They're printed right on there. And the diagonal here, this is a right angle, the diagonal is the one we're going to line up with the diagonal we cut our triangles into. We're going to slide that all the way into this, all the way into the corner till the cut edge here matches the template, and the same here. And then we're just going to come in and just take off the triangle on the end. Whoops. And I'm using a little bit smaller rotary cutter because it's just a tiny little cut. We're going to rotate that and do the same thing on the other end. And take off that little triangle. Now, some of us in the past have used a little fold it in half, pinch the center. But the nice part is you could stack up a whole bunch of triangles at once and cut down through them, and they'd all be ready to go when you want to sew. Then we're going to go ahead and lay this on here. And now you'll notice that this triangle now has exact lined up end here and here. So now we know exactly, with what we call an engineered corner, exactly where to place it when we're seaming it. So we can bring it over to the sewing machine then and put in a nice accurate 1/4-inch seam along there. Go back and test, see if your 1/4-inch seaming is accurate, because it will make a little bit of a difference in this block. It's always a good thing to go back and check. And we're going to add the one on the other side. Kind of nice part is that they just overlap a little in the center. You've done it right. We're going to put this one on. Now this block isn't too wide. If you feel comfortable, you could always put a couple of pins in just to hold those cut edges next to each other nicely as you're putting it through the machine. Nice and accurate block. Here we go. Now, as we open these up, we've got part way to where we're headed. We're going to open these up. We would take it in your studio, you would take it to your ironing board, press those seams, heat them up, then open them out. Gently doing the same thing on the other side. And you don't want to stretch, you just want to lay it nicely out to get a nice squared up block. This. Okay, now all we're missing is the lights that go on these sides. Same exact thing again. You're going to take the 5-inch square of the light background fabric, you're going to cut it diagonally in half. And then you're going to take triangle trimmers. This time we're going to set aside the blue and we're going to use the pink. The angle now has changed out here. It's not a right angle anymore. So that's where the pink one comes in and will help us. And you could then, again, stack up all of your background light triangles and cut down through an entire stack of them, taking off just that little tip. Doing the same thing again. Drive it all the way into the corner, lining up cut edges along the little tool, and take off that little triangle there too. Now, when we lay them on there, they will fit perfectly aligned at this unusual angle that we've created by joining triangles to squares. Again, seaming right along here. Heat set that, press it open, and you'll have this unit for our project. So blue first, then you get warmed up and it's pink. So those are the steps for using the triangle trimmer. Now this is only, I said, 1/4 of the block. So what we need to do then is to join it with 3 others. And this is where you get to have fun putting the different prints and patterns in different places. And you will join together 2 blocks here, 2 here, and then join rows for a block. And this quilt requires 25 of these combinations to create the quilt you see behind you, Franklin Street. For more of our video tutorials, visit our website. Thanks for joining me in the studio today.